Hello peeps, Jordan is Great505 here. Welcome to a new video. Today we are going to be looking at the mascot horror genre and why I'm sick and tired of the drama relating to it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this entire genre called indie horror or mascot horror has been having so much drama within the last year, 2 years. And I'd like to say it started with, frickin' security breach coming out, and that's what made everyone start saying indie horror was dead, and Poppy's Playtime, and that's what made people make these videos. Honestly, theft came popularized a lot of toxic negativity in the FNAF community, which I'll go on about one day. But to sum it up, he pretty much popularized being very overly critical about anything relating to FNAF or indie horror, and a lot of other YouTubers followed in suit. And honestly, it's kind of gotten to the point where it's just overly negative. I will admit there was a problem where everything was way too positive, don't get me wrong. But the problem is everything is way too negative now, and I get there's probably never going to be a balance of it, but So you guys are probably wondering, what made me make this video? It's because of the whole recent Garden of Ban drama. Essentially, what happened is these guys named the Euphoric Brothers made a game called Garden of Ban. It is clearly, an attempt at indie horror. It wasn't really the best game. A lot of the Let's Players played it. They liked it. They had fun. They got their money off of it. They got their views. But the mascot horror YouTubers, as I call them, didn't take too kindly to this, as they already were sick and tired of Poppy Playtime and Rainbow Friends. They decided to make 1 billion videos about why mascot horror is dead now, where you have 1 million videos just saying why it's bad and stuff like that. But I always felt this was an exaggeration. The truth of the matter is if you guys never made your videos giving so much publicity to Garden of Ban, it probably would have died. Claiming that an entire genre of games is dead because of the 3 bad examples, Rainbow Friends, frickin' Poppy Playtime, and Garden of Ban is ridiculous. There are so many good indie horror games or mascot horror games that just go under the rug, out of the people's view or vision, because you guys focus so much on the negatives. The genre is not dead. There are so many games that are being released that are better than these games, but giving attention to the negative examples only gives them more power. I can understand giving critique and stuff. You can criticize the game if you want. I'm not saying you can't, but calling it the literal death of mascot horror is just clickbaity and done to get views. And I can confidently say I do believe a lot of these YouTubers are aware of this. I think a lot of them are aware that what they're doing isn't actually helping the situation, and that they're just doing it because they want to get views off of shitting on something. Like, for example, they're like giving attention to frickin' games like the frickin', what is it called again? It was, giving attention to, like, frickin' that observation duty ripoff game. Stuff like that. Like, it's just like you're giving all the attention to the bad frickin' results because you want to make views saying that this whole entire genre is dead, when you could be talking about amazing horror games that are made from indie, like frickin' that Doors game on Roblox. That's impressive for a Roblox game to be made there, to have such quality. And you could be making videos about that, but you'd rather be making videos about why indie horror is dead. And I'm not talking about everyone here. Don't get me wrong here. I'm just saying in general for people. And in the end, any publicity is good publicity. It doesn't matter if you're frickin' trashing the game and saying that it's literally the spawn of Satan. You're just giving it more attention. If you guys just left Garden of Ban alone, the YouTubers would just make their videos on it and it would fade into irrelevance in 2 weeks. But since the second game release, now it's still in the news because guess what? There's more drama surrounding with it. And to be fair, the Euphoric Brothers are at fault in that, and I'm not defending them completely here, or saying their game is good, because it's not. Because, in my opinion, a lot of your presentation matters. If you literally claim that freaking Garden of Banban is the death of indie horror, that it's going to kill all indie horror, that presents to everyone that it's the spawn of Satan and needs to be cleansed from this earth, which leads to your underage, sensitive fans to go to them and tell them to go kill themselves. Because they see these people as the enemy. These people aren't humanized at all. They're seen as monsters that just want to destroy the indie horror scene. And people have actually, I've seen them actually defend the hate they're getting. All because, literally, all because they made a school shooting game, apparently. And they say, and you may think, oh, it's a school shooting game. Of course people are going to be mad. It's where you shoot up a school. Except that's not actually what happens in the game. Commonly, you will see tweets like this, or even YouTube comments, that mention the school shooting game. And this is the game itself. God damn, this is so horrific, man. This is so horrific, guys. This is such a horrible, disrespectful game. Look at this graphic shooting, man. You're not allowed to show this. This is evil. This is disrespectful. I mean, look at this. Look at this bloody detail. God damn. And that's exactly what people are mad about. A game where the whole goal is to stop your friend from doing a horrific act. The act is never shown in the game. It's shown on a newspaper. And that's what people are so sensitive about. So when people say it's literally a shooting game, that's an inaccurate statement, because it's not a game where you shoot up a school. It's a game where you stop someone from trying to shoot up a school. Saying it's a school shooting game implies that it's a game about shooting up a school. And this is something I notice my generation does a lot, where they'll just frickin' generalize it and take it out of context. I don't know the word for this, but they just say, they pretend, they just generalize it, They don't actually, they make it sound more worse than it actually is over one small thing. And it's like have these guys never fucking, this type of shit has been in video games for years, and saying that, oh, you're not allowed to do that, it's stupid, man. You're acting like this is some kind of frickin' big frickin' point. How is this game disrespectful in any form? Like, it doesn't even show any of the frickin' acts. Just imagine how these people would react if they saw No Russian being released today. Imagine how they'd react. And these are the same people who are also in the FNAF community who will complain about indie horror being for kids. That there's no gore, there's no edginess to it, there's no frickin' swearing, there's no alcohol, there's no frickin' scary factor to it. And then they'll complain about this. You guys are the reason we don't have gore in FNAF anymore. It's because you guys will complain about any frickin' adult content in anything because you're so sensitive about it. And saying that it's okay to frickin' harass someone because they made a game that doesn't even have it doesn't even show any of the graphic detail of a shooting in it. It's like these people are trying their best to justify their hatred towards someone because they're angry they made a bad video game. And the amount of frickin' coping about this, going as far to frickin' take what they said out of context and say, to literally imply this is supposed to be some frickin' fever dream where they get to act out their plans for homicide. But, here's another example of frickin' taking things out of context, where they say, make your dreams a reality. That's completely taking what they say out of context to make it look worse than they actually is, to justify your hatred towards someone. They made a crappy game. Grow the frick up and ignore it. If you really hate the game so much, stop giving it attention, stop making it live rent-free in your head, and let it fade into obscurity, because that's the only way you can defeat people who thrive off of attention. Garden of Banban succeeds because you people give it attention, and because the millions of kids give it attention. If you want it to not succeed, if you guys didn't make a million videos frickin' demonizing it, and you just let it be, it probably would have been dead by now. No one would have been talking about it this week. because it literally came out last week. And most of this stuff fades after. But like I pointed out before, and this tweet could be satire to be fair, so just keep that in mind. These YouTubers, I think they're pretty well aware that I think they're pretty well aware of what they're doing, and that they're purposely just not freaking ignoring it just so they can make a million videos trashing it so they can get views. And it's because everyone wants to thrive off negativity. The freaking mascot horror genre is kind of in its Star Wars or Halo phase, where the entire fandom is just shitting on anything new that comes out because the company is just making trash quality content, or the genre is just not producing good content. But there are good examples that they're purposely ignoring because it goes against the narrative they want to have. And yeah, yet again, considering the favorable ideology of this mascot horror community, it doesn't surprise me to get so freaking offended over their games, but oh well. And I'm not just here to shit on the YouTubers. Like I said, I'm here for the Euphoric Brothers. You guys are screwing up all your PR right now. Making tweets calling people out for refunding your game is not going to help your situation. You're feeding into the trolls right now. Making tweets attacking the people attacking your game is not making your situation better. You're encouraging them to attack it more. Like, you're encouraging these people to keep talking about your stuff. And I can understand, you're getting a lot of hate from these people, because these people are a very sensitive and vile community who will go out of their way to harass anyone over the smallest of things. I understand that. I had people send me death threats because I put a freaking animatronic dragon and Megalodon in my FNAF fan game. In a fan game, mind you. And because my fan game because I just did whatever I wanted and I didn't want it to be scary. And that's what I got harassment for. I can understand this, okay? And this is why I understand your position here. But you know what I learned? You don't give these people attention. You don't. Because guess what happens? They end up making themselves look like obsessive losers. People eventually will stop caring because you're not giving them the attention. And the people who actually care about your stuff will stick with you. And also, you shouldn't be freaking blocking and deleting comments of people who are actually giving you genuine criticism. King Carter, for example, made a genuine response to your stuff, and what did you do? You blocked him. Like, why? This is not helping your situation. Shitting on people who are shitting on your game and whining about it is not helping. These people are already making themselves look bad as it is. Because they always have this frickin' mindset. Like, say, if making games puts your family in danger, you stop making games. Yeah, it's the thing that parents do. They'll just assume that must be the problem. You know, when they take away your stuff and assume, oh, it must be the video games that are turning my kid violent. It's not my bad parenting. Yeah, but you're frickin' dealing with one of the most frickin' dogmatic, sensitive, and communities on the internet. Alright? They're going to harass the shit out of you if you do one thing wrong, okay? So it's just your best not to frickin' respond to it. Just don't play into their game. And also, take their criticisms. Actually listen to them. Don't ignore them for shills, okay? Kane was giving you genuine criticism. People are in the replies giving you genuine criticism on how to improve your models. They're telling you how to improve your stuff. Listen to those people. Don't just ignore them too. Otherwise, you show you can't take criticism, which is not a good look. Because you're not helping your situation when you just don't take their criticism as well. If you actually take what they say, you improve your game based on what the good people are saying over the bad people who are just bringing up ad hominems and trying to divert the conversation, then people will respect you more. But you've driven your reputation into the ground by responding so poorly to these people when you already had bad press from them because they were making you out to be the next spawn of Satan. Which, to be fair, is not really your fault, but you have to learn how to respond to it properly. And I can understand, maybe this is your first time of getting actual popularity, alright? and you just don't know how to deal with it. But you just gotta actually take constructive criticism and ignore destructive criticism. And this is not even the only drama that's been going on. You know, Theft Cunt came back and started his shit again, and it's like, I don't got fucking time for this, dude. And yeah, apparently Theft Cunt was like comparing a pedophile being canceled to Scott Cawthon being canceled and saying the FNAF community is so hypocritical or something. That's the utter drama. And then Yaz getting into drama or something. And this is why I just don't like this community anymore. This is why, from now on, if I see any of these videos in my recommended, I'm just clicking not interested. Because I just don't want to deal with this anymore. Because this community has, in the past 2 years, have turned into a toxic negativity fest where everyone's just seeking there to be assholes to each other and just to cause drama. And I don't want to deal with it. So I'm just not going to bother with watching these videos. I'm not going to bother with anyone in this community because that's what you do, alright? If you're not happy with something, you can criticize it, rightfully so, but constantly giving it attention is not going to help your situation. Yeah. I'm just going to focus on my own things. This is why this is being uploaded to the second channel. If you enjoyed this video, if you want more information about any of this, I recommend watching Demon Nama's video. It's in the... I'll put it in the pinned comment. They have a great channel for this stuff. They've been uploading, you know, pretty cool music tracks on their second channel. Like, just check them out, okay? They're an up-and-coming creator, okay? I know I don't really have that much influence, but I just want to... If you guys want to, like, you know, see what changed my perspective on things, watch his video. Though my perspectives were already kind of changing, if you couldn't tell in the frickin' Garden of Banban 4 and they made video. Well, like I said, at the end of the day, the people who are shitting on this game, stop giving it attention. Because, like, let's imagine a scenario where Five Nights at Fredbear's Free had 1 million videos on it that were calling it the spawn of Satan. Well, Five Nights at Fredbear's 2, I should say. It probably would have lasted longer than the frickin' 2 weeks it was popular. It probably would have lasted longer. And you want to know why most people don't know about that game? It's because no one talked about it after the 2 weeks of popularity. That's kind of how I know this stuff, okay? And to be fair, it's a FNAF fan game I made, but still. You know, like I said, a lot of people are just like... What I was going to get at is that the community... This indie horror community used to be very positive about things, especially in the FNAF community. Way too positive, like I said. To the point, if you criticized the FNAF lore, you'd be told to kill yourself. And the FNAF community has always been toxic, you know? I'm not saying it never has been. But it never really spilled onto the YouTubers until, you know, Theft Cunt got popular, and he made it popular to make drama about these videos, to make, you know, very overly negative videos about them. You know, it's good that a lot of people are more critical of FNAF now. I always thought the FNAF lore was shit, and I'm seeing people actually say that now, and it makes me feel validated, because I was like, yeah, I was fucking right. I was fucking right. You shouldn't have to read a frickin' book to understand a story. Which, I'll be making a video about that sometime, but... Yeah, I just wanted to make this quick video for the second channel to vent out my feelings about the situation. My advice to the people who are angry with the game, like I said, just ignore the game, focus on the good, and you'll be much happier people. And I saw some YouTubers, to give some of the credit in the Mascot Horror Drama, after their Garden of Banban, that they're like, okay, let's stop giving attention to this game and look at some of the positives, which I applaud you for. Thank you for doing that. And as for the Euphoric Brothers, stop ignoring criticism, but also ignore the bad people who are causing you trouble. Don't make tweets about people, okay? Don't make tweets fueling the fire. And you know what? Try to go more into the ironic aspects of Banban. That's what I did with my fan games. I realized things worked better when I just made them fun, and I just did what people had fun doing with. And people like my fan games for that, because I don't take them seriously, and I just do what's fun about it. Just do that. Stop trying to take it too seriously. And then you'll get more respect for, you know, being ironic about it. Because Zoomers love it when you're ironic about things. They won't criticize you if you're being ironic, okay? So just lean into that. And stop being whiny when people are causing you trouble, okay? Just freaking, like I said, okay, I'm repeating myself, but thank you for watching, everyone. Yeah, that's what I have to say.